Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. Let me put on my microphone. When I listen back without the microphone, it sounds so clear. With the microphone, it went down, but I guess the listening is not for me, it's for you. I don't know which one sounds better, the microphone or not. Or maybe because I don't know. Anyway, I'm super pissed this morning. I didn't wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Basically, yesterday when I was, I went to lunch. I went to lunch and hit a curb while I was driving. And my rim on my tire is bent. And I started losing air real fast or whatever. And so, I forgot. This happened during lunch and I had forgot. So then when I got in my car after work, I was like, shit, like nervous. And then I saw like I'm losing air. So I was like, oh my God. So I finally got to a place, was able to put some air in the tire. I was able to get the tire to like 36, 37. So I'm like, okay. As soon as I start driving, I see the tire just going down, 35, 34, 30, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I go to my place or whatever, and I knew that I was having a problem with my other tire, my back tire. So I was like, check these two tires. One needed a patch, the other one, he was like, oh, the rim is bent. So he tried to glue it. He said, if you lose air again, then you're going to have to get the rim fixed. He was like, the tire's okay, but the rim is jacked up. He was like, so come here tomorrow, and I'll, give you the information of where to go. So I'm here now, and of course they don't open till 8, so that's pissing me off. Of course I had to call my work and be like, and then I'm pissed because I didn't bring my laptop home yesterday. Had I brought my laptop home yesterday, this tragedy right now would force me to feel like I'm not going to work, like I'm mad I'm not going. And I'll be like, I need to work from home. But I can't do that because in order for me to work from home tomorrow, I have to have my laptop today. So once I get all of this completed and figured out, then I can go to work, pissing me off. Now, on to what's really pissing me off. Okay, this is what's secondarily pissing me off. Is that a word? Pissing me off because the real story that's pissing me off is what happened while I was at the Pace yesterday getting my tire patched up. But now that I'm back, it got me thinking about it again. So I said, you know what I'm going to do today? I'm going to tell y'all what happened because this is the shit that pisses me off. I'm going to try not to do all the cursing that I normally would do because if you know me, you know I be cussing. Okay, I love cussing. But, so anyway, I come in, I drive in to get my stuff done. I see this dude. He's like, damn, he's doing way too much. And I'm like, oh, you look good. I said, thank you. Appreciate that or whatever. So I go get my thing. Now, he's already finished. I see the guy go out, tell him you're finished, blah, blah, blah. But he seems like a panini. So I ain't thinking nothing of it. I'm trying not to think nothing of it is what I'll say. But he did seem like a panini, but I was just like, surprise, surprise. I'm sitting in the waiting area. Here he come acting like he got to go to the bathroom. So, I'm just doing, paying attention to something else. And then here he go, oh, you look really good. You're really beautiful. I said, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. So he was like, can I talk to you? I said, proceed. Go ahead, go ahead and talk to me. So he's like, can I get your number? And I said, oh, no. I said, I'm not dating right now or whatever. He was like, what? I said, yeah, I'm not dating right now. He's like, well, we could at least talk. I said, no, I'm not, giving my number out. I'm not really into that right now. He's like, yeah, but, you just never know. I said, you never know what? I said, I'm telling you, that I'm not dating right now. I'm not giving my number out right now. I'm not talking to anybody. And then he was like, then I said, wait a minute, how old are you? He said, no, he asked me how old I was. And I said, 47. He said, oh, yes, cougar. Cougar? I said, oh, I'm not your cougar. He was like, so I said, how old are you? He said, 30. I said, nephew, show some respect for your aunt. That's number one. He was like, I could show you grown man things. I said, I just told you I was 47. I've been grown. There's nothing you could show me that I haven't seen already. He was like, yeah, but we can at least talk. You know, I said, we're talking now. I said, and what I'm trying to tell you is that I don't want to talk later about anything. You know, he's like, man, he was like, you know, I'm not the type of person to give up. I said, maybe not. I said, but in this instance, you should. I said, because what I'm trying to tell you is this conversation isn't going to result in me giving you my number and then us talking about anything later on. So then he's like, but why not? I said, oh my God. I said, you want to know why? He said, yeah. I said, I'm not talking right now to guys. I said, because I already have a full-time job. So he's not connecting the dots. And of course, I said, because you're 30, you're not seeing that thing. He was like, what that mean? I said, I already have a full-time job. I said, and I'm not looking for another. I'm not looking for a part-time job or another full-time job. I said, so right now I'm not, I'm not doing that. So then he was like, I mean, but we could talk. I said, see, you're not listening. I said, and that's pissing me off. And then he kept saying stuff like, dang, like, yeah, you trip. I like how you act. I said, see, this is what you're not understanding. I'm not acting. I said, the way that I'm speaking right now is how it is for me. I said, see, it's cute today, but in 2 months, it's not going to be cute. In 2 weeks, you're not going to like it. I said, because this is how I normally speak. I said, I really don't have time to be going through the weeds trying to figure out what I'm telling you and what you understand. I said, I don't have time for that, and I don't make time for that. I said, like I said, I'm not dealing with anybody right now. I said, so you're not going to be able to get my number. This conversation is not going to result with us getting my number. So he was like, why not? I said, see, you don't listen. I said, and that's pissing me off. I said, this is another reason why I know you're my nephew. You see what I'm saying? I said, and I don't even got my real nephew by this age. My real nephew older than you. I said, but I just told you the reason. I said, and the reason is because I already have a full-time job. I said, so the job you're talking about me doing doesn't pay. So he was like, I mean, you saying you ain't talking about, he was like, but I just want to be honest, no disrespect, but I don't give a fuck what you got going on right now. I just want to, see what's up with you. I said, see, here you are proving my point again. I said, see, and I started calling him 30. Listen, 30. I said, you telling me you don't give a fuck about what I got going on is the reason why I don't fuck with y'all. I said, because that's something I already know. I said, and that's why I only have time for one job. You telling me you don't give a damn about what I got going on is why I don't fuck with y'all right now. Because I happen to know for sure you don't give a fuck. I said, and I don't feel like finding out in 2 months that you really don't give a fuck. I need to listen to you tell me right now. You're telling me right now up front that you don't care, and I'm telling you that I believe you, and I understand that. And I'm not mad. I said, I'm not mad. I said, the reason why I'm not fucking with niggas right now is because I don't care. I said, I don't care to do anything that's outside of work for any reason. I said, I don't feel like talking about what I ate today and what I'm about to do this weekend. I don't feel like going through all that. I'm tired. I already have a full-time job. I said, do you have kids? He said, yeah. I said, right. I said, right now I got to go pick mine up, and your baby mother is going to get them while you're sitting here talking to me. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what I don't have time for, and I'm not going to be able to make any time for it. He's like, Dad, like, I'm not the quitting type. I said, you don't have to be the quitting type. I said, and I'm not challenging you. That's the part that you're not getting. This is not a challenge for you to see how hard you can go to wear me down. I can't be worn down by some shit that I don't feel like doing. I said, this is not even romantic. This isn't cute. I said, but you 30 and you don't know no better. I'm a grown man. I didn't say you wasn't grown. I said you was 30 and you didn't know any better. You have a grown man body. But I said, you see how you're not accepting me saying no? That's a problem. I said, and this is where the police are always called. You don't have to tie me down and force me to do anything. I said, you not accepting my answer is the problem. That's the fucking problem. So now, look at how I went from smiling and trying to say, no thank you, to now I'm telling you, this is the shit I'm talking about. You're pissing me off. And I don't appreciate having to speak to you like this. I don't know you from a can of paint. I told you how I felt. I told you what I was not doing. I told you the end result of this conversation regardless. And here you are still talking, going on and on. So now I finally get in my car. And now he want to lean over into the seat, and I'm thinking he don't even know, like, anyway, he don't know, but I'm just thinking, like, what if this nigga punched me in my face? You know what I'm saying? For rejecting his ass. I was like, I'm gonna have to shoot this nigga on the spot, pissing me off, and I already got a fucking flat. Sir, I said, you don't listen. I said, and that's a part of the problem. I said, and at 30 years old, you got a long way to go. I said, I'm telling you that I don't want to do this, and you're trying to steady convince me or try to get more information out of me as to the why, because you don't want to accept the why. The why is I'm not dating right now because I don't want to. I don't want to listen to what else you have to say about it. I said, it's pointless. It's not going to result. Nothing sexy is happening right now between us. So this would never even end with me giving you my number anyway. And I'm not going to give it to you to make you go away. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the exhausting part. Because that's what you wanted me to do. You wanted me to just give up and be like, oh, God, like, he wore me down so bad. Let me just give him my number. No, just get the fuck out of here. Because that's how you going to get me to talk to you now after I politely said, you know, I'm not speaking to anybody. I'm trying to smile. I'm being fake as hell, trying to smile. But it's like, this is the shit that pisses me off with these niggas. I said, I'm single, and that's how I'm trying to stay right now. If I got to die with a cat, then I guess I'll be picking out my fucking pet sooner than later. See, now I'm getting pumped up, pissing me off. I got to put some AC on. Between me getting mad and perimenopause, pissing me off. So then he going on and on and on. I said, I keep explaining to you why I'm not fucking with y'all. I said, and you're pissing me off. Hey, honey. I said, and you're pissing me off because you're not listening. I said, and you're trying to get me to do something you want to do. I said, and you don't know me from a can of paint. I only do what I want to do. I said, and I don't want to give you my number, so I'm not. I said, and that's how this is going to play out. I said, so you standing here and thinking you going to wear me down is pointless. He was like, so, if you had a man, you wouldn't be. I said, let me stop you right there. I said, because see, you about to piss me off, 30. I said, if I had a man, I still need to pay another man to fix the car. I said, so therefore, don't bring up having a man as the reason why this ain't being done or that's not being done. I said, I pay men. I pay them. For the things that I need, I pay them. I didn't say I don't need a man, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn if I need one romantically or if I need one to be a damn mechanic. Okay? The point is, if I'm paying somebody and a man come out to do the job, then the man is the one who's going to get paid. But you can't gaslight me into thinking that your presence in my life is going to mean that I'm going to get my car fixed. The only way that matters is if you're going to give me the money to get the car fixed. If that's not, then you being a man in my life has nothing to do with you being a fucking mechanic. So, enough. It's like, nigga, don't bring up having a man. And then I said, when I said, this is why I don't fuck with y'all niggas, he was like, see, you trying to compare me. Let me stop you right there, 30. I said, because see, you so young that you don't even know that competing is a part of what you have no choice but to do. Whether you say out your mouth that you ain't competing, yes, you are, and you always will be. I said, because see, if you can't fix my car and I find a man that do, I get to decide who wins that game. You don't have to think you're competing. You'll find out the hard way that you're always competing. I said, but more importantly, people who don't compete can never win. You can't win if you're not competing. What you are is a fucking spectator on the sideline watching everybody else take the W. That's what you're doing. So now I'm talking to this nigga like this, like he's my fucking son. I got a son, this nigga. So then I could see his demeanor starting to change a little bit. He's getting frustrated because he can't win when he doesn't realize you're not competing anyway. You were never going to win against me because you don't even think you can compete. See my point? You see how that works? You can't win against me if you're not even trying to compete. So what are you talking about? Y'all, this nigga had the nerve to say to me, I see why you ain't got a man. Now we're getting some fucking where. Now we're getting somewhere. Because see, I've been trying to explain to you for 30 fucking minutes why I don't have one. 30 minutes of me telling you the reason I ain't got no fucking man. And now you think you've come to this revelation after you take an L from not being able to get my number, talking about, now I see why you ain't got one. No, you see why I ain't got one, because I just fucking explained to you for 30 minutes why I ain't got one. That's why I don't have one, and that's why you finally see it. But a nigga like you, it takes 30 minutes to explain a simple subject, a simple fucking topic. You don't see why I got a man because of my behavior. I just explained to you why I don't have one. And then you made me talk to you and further explain and demonstrate why I don't have one. Because that's what he don't realize. See, when you start pissing me off, this is how I'm going to fucking talk to you. I'm going to talk to you the way you acting. You acting like an asshole. And I'm going to win the asshole game because don't forget, sir, you're not competing out here, right? You get to be a spectator and watch. So, yeah, I'm going to curse you out down to the ground. So now he's leaning on my car. I said, if you don't get off my car, I'm going to roll over your fucking feet. Is what I'm going to do. I said, and I promise you, I'm going to drive the fuck up out of here. Because I don't care. We at ox shit anyway. I'm just getting a patch. We got a rando place. So I'm like, but this is the shit that I'm talking about. So, of course, I'm that mad right now because this morning, like I said, my rim is bent. I got to sit here and wait. And it just reminded me of yesterday. You know, I'm having post-traumatic stress, y'all. Post-traumatic stress of an event from yesterday in this same place. Okay. But anyway, pissing me off, y'all. But this is what I'm talking about. You can't tell a nigga swear you want to be with them or somebody so bad that you could say out your mouth, I don't want to do this. And they like, nah, you want to do that shit. You want a man. So that we both could be at the fucking place getting our fucking wheels fixed? What is your fucking purpose in my life if you ain't a mechanic? Don't bring up me not having a man, blah, 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 as if you're a fucking mechanic. I still would have had to pay for somebody to do this. The only difference would have been I would have called my man and told him what happened. But that's it. That's it. If you're not a mechanic, you're not fixing my car. I don't give a damn if you mowed along. I could pay somebody to do that. What are y'all talking about? This is what I'm saying. And I be feeling like me talking about relationships is too heavy for my Facebook audience. And I don't say heavy like I can't take it, but it's like the people who don't really know me like that don't know that I really don't fucking play. I don't have time for any of these games. And it's like, this is why I don't fuck with y'all right now. Because y'all don't listen. You don't know how to fucking take no. You know what I'm saying? And I'm supposed to worry that rejection means a skateboard or some shit to my face. This nigga had on the dirtiest little shirt. I mean, he looked terrible. And I was just like, you ain't even giving me a reason to get the number. You just feel like you could just ask for it and then get it. And then ask me why. Nigga, because I said so. And I'm trying not to act like that, but it don't take much. So I know he was like, this fucking bitch. And it's like, and I wanted you to understand this fucking bitch within 2 to 3 minutes of us talking. But now you making me act like a fucking bitch. Not realizing it don't take much. Pissing me the hell off. But that's the shit I'm talking about. And that's what I don't have time for. Anywho, let me unbig my nose. My shit was here. Spread to the fucking, you know what I'm saying? Here to Timbuktu. Pissing me off. Like, what? I'm not competing. And that's why I said, where's your girlfriend? You only 30 years old. Where's your girl? Oh, that's right. Your baby mother. You already dropped her ass off somewhere. You already decided that wasn't going to work. Right. So now I'm supposed to do what? So then he's talking about, yeah. I see you. I see what you driving. You think I'm getting ready to pay to have a fucking man around? I'd rather pay a man to do some shit I need done, and then I can go back to my house with my shit done, get on my couch, watch my shows, drink my water and my wine, get on the phone with my girlfriends, talk shit, hang up, see what my daughter got going on, and keep it moving. Don't nobody have time for all of this. I already have a full-time job. Me explaining that shit was a job I didn't even get paid for. I can't even get my 30 minutes back. And here I am back at the scene of the crime, waiting for Ock to come open this shit up so he could just so he could tell me where to go so that I could get my rims fixed. The only reason why I didn't go to my dealership is because my dealership is going to be like 30-40 minute drive because it's morning traffic. And I only got 18 Is it percent in my tire? The air in my tire gone like that. And see somebody coming, and I gotta make sure the person that know that's coming understands that you're not going first, okay? You're not going first. I'm already hyped up. You're not going first. Don't fucking try to skip me, okay? It ain't gonna be worth the drama that I'm gonna cause. But yeah, fucking little boy pissed me off. But then I know he lied about his name. He was like, I said, what's your name? Tony. I said, you mean like Anthony? He's like, no. See? You see how you're a fucking liar, Tony? This is why your baby mother left in the first fucking place. This is what I'm talking about with y'all niggas. Y'all get on my fucking nerves real bad. And my thing is, I'ma just let you know. Hey, doll. Hey, Leah. But I'ma let y'all know. You see what I'm saying? This nigga walked away talking about, I see why you ain't got no man. Nigga, I just explained it to you for 40 minutes. That's the reason you see it. That's the reason. I could be a liar too. You know what I'm saying? I know how to love bomb too. But the juice ain't worth the squeeze. Unless I like you. If I don't like you, then nigga, you can beat it. Cause I'm not giving nobody a chance because they like me. Nigga, get in line. Get in fucking line. If I don't like you, then there is no chance to give. My days of giving a chance is, please, have we fucking met? Do you know me or not? And if you don't, ask somebody. Ask somebody. If you ask me, I'm going to try to tell you what it is. If you choose not to believe me, that's going to be on you. But I'm tired of explaining myself, and one time is enough for me. Okay? And so, that's the end of that. But that nigga pissed me off really fucking bad. And to me, that's a prime example of, like, this is why I don't fuck with y'all. Because you don't know when to fucking stop. You don't know when to fucking stop. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm at a point in my age, in my life, where I'm gonna fucking stop you right away. As soon as the bullshit happens, I got to drop your ass like a hot potato. I got to stop you immediately. Because if I don't, anything that happens after that is my fucking fault, and it's my problem for not doing better when I know that I know better. But that's just an example of what I be talking about. A lot of times I don't be saying shit because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, this is 30 fucking minutes of me being like, nigga, what? I said, I gotta go pick my daughter up. Meanwhile, your baby mother gotta go pick y'all fucking daughter up. Do you see how I don't have time for this? I don't have time for this. I gotta go do something that you ain't got to go fucking do. You get ready to go chill, go to the gym while your baby mother gotta go get them kids. And I gotta go get my kid. Beat it, loser. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's how it is. You should have seen how he was acting. This nigga was a straight up bum. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I thought he was slightly retarded. I can't lie. I definitely was like, there's a slight retardation going on here with how he was like, hi. You know, the way he was like first like, hi, how you doing? Trying to act slightly timid. Then he tried to get all happy like, oh, I like how you acting. And yeah, your attitude about it is making me. See, nigga, I'm not trying to entice you. Ugh. Annoying. Fucking little 30-year-old little boy. You are my fucking son. Show some respect. Why I fucking put you over my goddamn knee. Little ass nigga. Anyway, y'all, let me fix my attitude because I just saw Ott walk up. So I got to go over there and be like, help me get to work. Because Lord knows, I'll take the day off and then go get my damn laptop later. And I ain't going to do that. I'm going to go do what I got to do because I do need to go into Atlanta. Anyway, I had a plan, and the last time I had a plan, my plan got jacked up by me not even having my bag with me. Now my bag is still not with me. It's at the goddamn job. So hopefully I can get my room done. Hopefully by 9, no later than 10, I can get my butt on the road and act like I'm going to do some work for a couple of hours and then... I'm woosah, y'all. I'm counting it too. I'm grabbing my ears. Okay? I'm grabbing them. But don't nobody got time for that shit. It's like, this is what I'm talking about. You not cute. You looking like a bum. And then you harassing me. It's all the reasons why I need to call police. It was definitely given, come get this nigga. This nigga don't know how to take no for an answer. Okay? And I ain't got time to be a part of the percentage of every 4.5 hours a black woman is killed by a black man. I don't know if y'all know that statistic or not, but that is an absolute fact. So I did consider the fact that he might get mad and try to punch me in my face through my window. You know what I'm saying? But I started looking around for everything that I have. Like, if he do anything, I swear to God, he's not going to be able to get away before I get his ass back. You know what I'm saying? Like, even a little slap would have been like, sir, whew, I got to do something strange to you. I got to make your family cry. That's what I'm going to have to do. But yeah, so here come he opening his doors. Not 7:57. I like that. He on time, and I appreciate that. So hopefully, he just send me where I need to go. But he got to put air in my tire before I get there. I'm at 18. The ship wants me to go to 33. But when I'm at like 29, it wants me to go to 37, 36. If I get caught in the fucking streets with a flat tire, the level of crying that I'm going to do, because it's going to be hot. And that's the biggest thing. It's too hot for a queen. That's number one. Even in the morning. But further, it will further prove my point of there is going to be a man that I'm going to have to pay to rescue me. But if I had one myself, I'd just be calling him to tell him that I got to pay somebody to come get me. That's my belief. That's what I see. And that's that. Anyway, y'all, let me go because here he come. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Don't let nobody piss you off.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let me finish this. Don't let nobody piss you off. And if they do, you know what to do. Y'all have a good day, and I will do the same. I'm going to get my car fixed, and I will report back later. All right, y'all have a good one.